The plane dipped low, its wings slicing through the crisp Arctic air. The barren, snow-covered mountains of Svalbard filled the window, their peaks piercing the sky. My heart pounded with anticipation, a mix of excitement and awe coursing through me. This was it, the Arctic, a land of extremes and untouched beauty, a place of raw beauty and untamed wilderness where nature reigns supreme. We landed smoothly at Longyearbyen Airport, the gateway to this frozen paradise. Stepping off the plane, the Arctic air hit me like a wall. Crisp, clean and unbelievably cold, it took my breath away. This was a different world, stark and stunning in its simplicity. The airport was small and functional, a stark contrast to the vast wilderness outside. A sign welcomed us to Svalbard, the northernmost permanently inhabited settlement on Earth, a place few have the privilege to visit. We were met by our guide, a rugged Norwegian with a weathered face and a warm smile, embodying the spirit of this harsh land. He spoke of polar bears and glaciers with a casual familiarity, as if they were old friends. Our adventure was about to begin, and the excitement was palpable. The drive to Longyearbyen was short, but every moment was filled with wonder. The landscape flashed by. Mountains rose sharply on either side of the road, their snow-capped peaks glistening in the sunlight. The ground was covered in a thick blanket of snow, pristine and untouched. We passed brightly coloured houses, their vivid hues a stark contrast to the stark white surroundings, adding a touch of warmth to the cold landscape. Longyearbyen was a frontier town with a twist, nestled in the Arctic wilderness. It was a strange mix of rugged practicality and unexpected charm, where modernity met the raw beauty of nature. Colourful houses dotted the snowy landscape, standing out like vibrant beacons against the white expanse. The streets were quiet, except for the occasional hum of a snowmobile, a lifeline in this frozen world. Our first stop was the Svalbard Museum, a treasure trove of knowledge and history. It held the key to understanding this harsh and beautiful land. Displays showcase Svalbard's history, from its early explorers to its modern inhabitants. We learned about coal mining, polar exploration, and the incredible wildlife that called this place home. The museum had a chilling exhibit on polar bears, the Arctic's most formidable predators. These magnificent creatures were a constant threat here, a reminder of nature's power. We learned about their behavior, their hunting patterns, and their incredible adaptability to the harsh environment, and the importance of staying alert in their territory, respecting their dominance. It was a stark reminder that we were visitors in their world, a world where survival was a daily challenge. After the museum, we wandered through the town, taking in the unique atmosphere. We browsed the local shops, each offering a glimpse into the daily lives of the residents, stocking up on warm gear and souvenirs, essential for braving the Arctic cold. The air was filled with the smell of fresh bread from a nearby bakery, a comforting scent in the icy air. We ducked into a cozy cafe, a haven from the cold. We warmed ourselves with steaming mugs of hot chocolate, savouring the moment in this remote corner of the world. The next morning, we were outfitted for our snowmobile adventure. The excitement was palpable as we gathered our gear and prepared for the journey ahead. We donned thick snowsuits, heavy boots and helmets. Each layer was essential to protect us from the biting cold and harsh winds of the Arctic. The guides instructed us on how to operate the machines. They emphasized safety and the importance of following their lead through the treacherous terrain. The roar of the engines filled the air as we set off. The powerful machines vibrated beneath us, ready to conquer the frozen expanse. We sped across the frozen landscape. The vast white wilderness stretched out before us, seemingly endless and untouched. The wind whipped at our faces as we raced across the frozen sea. It was a thrilling sensation, the cold air rushing past as we navigated the icy surface. The snowmobile bounced over the ice. The adrenaline was pumping. Every bump and jolt reminded us of the raw power of nature and the thrill of the ride. We stopped at a viewpoint overlooking the vast expanse of the frozen ocean. The sheer scale of the icy landscape was awe-inspiring. The sun glinted off the ice, creating a dazzling spectacle. The light danced across the surface, making the entire scene sparkle like a field of diamonds. In the distance, we could see the jagged peaks of mountains rising from the ice. They stood like sentinels, guarding the frozen wilderness. We stopped for lunch, huddled around a campfire on the ice. The warmth of the fire was a welcome respite from the cold. The guides shared stories of their adventures in the Arctic. Their tales of survival and exploration were both fascinating and humbling. We ate reindeer stew, a local delicacy. The rich, hearty flavors were perfect for replenishing our energy after the morning's exertions. The combination of the cold air, the adrenaline, and the hearty food was invigorating. It was a moment of pure contentment, surrounded by the stark beauty of the Arctic. Adventdalen Valley was a stark and beautiful landscape. The valley stretched out before us, a vast expanse of snow and ice surrounded by towering mountains. Our guide pointed out signs of Arctic life. We saw tracks of Arctic foxes, ptarmigans, and even a lone polar bear. The air crackled with a sense of anticipation. We encountered a herd of reindeer grazing peacefully in the valley. Their thick coats protected them from the cold. They seemed unfazed by our presence. It was a privilege to witness these creatures in their natural habitat. The thought of encountering a polar bear was both exhilarating and terrifying. We were warned to be vigilant and to follow our guide's instructions closely. The guides carried rifles for safety, a sobering reminder of the dangers of the Arctic. Section 5. Into the Blue. Exploring the heart of an ice cave. Our next adventure took us deep into the heart of a glacier. We were equipped with helmets and headlamps. The entrance to the ice cave was a narrow opening in the glacier. We descended carefully, following our guide. The air grew colder as we went deeper. The ice cave was a breathtaking sight. The walls were a mesmerizing shade of blue. The ice formations were intricate and beautiful, formed by centuries of freezing and thawing. Sunlight filtered through the ice above, creating an ethereal glow. The silence inside the ice cave was deafening. It was a unique and unforgettable experience. We were surrounded by the ancient ice, a reminder of the power and beauty of nature. Section 6. Mush! The exhilaration of dog sledding. Dog sledding was an experience like no other. We met our team of huskies. Their excitement was contagious. They barked and howled, eager to get moving. We bundled up in the sled, the guide at the helm. With a shout of "Mush!" we were off. The dogs surged forward, pulling the sled effortlessly across the snow. The wind whipped past our faces. The only sounds were the panting of the dogs and the runners of the sled on the snow. We raced through the snow-covered valleys, surrounded by breathtaking scenery. We stopped for a break, giving the dogs a chance to rest and rehydrate. We learned about the dogs, their training, and their incredible endurance. These animals were born to run, and their passion for it was inspiring. Section 7. Conquering Mount Hjortfjellet, an uphill battle. Our final challenge was to climb Mount Hjortfjellet. The mountain loomed over Longyearbyen, a daunting but tempting peak. We set off early in the morning, equipped with ice axes and crampons. The ascent was steep and challenging. The air grew thinner as we climbed. The wind howled around us, but the view from the top was worth every step. We could see for miles in every direction. The snow-covered mountains stretched out to the horizon. The frozen ocean glinted in the distance. Standing on that summit, feeling the raw power of the Arctic wind, I felt a profound sense of accomplishment. We'd faced the challenges of this harsh and beautiful land and emerged victorious. Section 8. Northern Lights, nature's dazzling spectacle. One night we were treated to a magical display of the Northern Lights. The sky erupted in a dazzling dance of color. Green, blue and purple lights shimmered and swirled across the night sky. It was like a celestial ballet, a breathtaking spectacle of nature's own creation. We watched in awe as the lights danced and flickered above us. It was a humbling reminder of the vastness and mystery of the universe. The Northern Lights were the perfect ending to our Arctic adventure. Section 9. Farewell, Svalbard, until we meet again. Leaving Svalbard was bittersweet. We had experienced the raw beauty and untamed wilderness of the Arctic. We had faced challenges and embraced adventures. We had made memories that would last a lifetime. As the plane took off, I looked back at the receding landscape, the snow-covered mountains, the frozen ocean, the colourful houses of Longyearbyen. It all seemed like a dream, but it was a dream I would never forget. Svalbard had gotten under my skin. It was a place that stayed with you long after you left. I knew I would be back. The Arctic was calling, and I had to answer. Section 10. Practical tips for the Arctic explorer. Gear up for adventure. Venturing into the Arctic requires preparation. Here are a few practical tips for your own Svalbard adventure. Layer up. The key to staying warm in the Arctic is layering. Pack thermal underwear, fleece layers, and a waterproof outer shell. Footwear is crucial. Invest in high-quality insulated boots to keep your feet warm and dry. Be prepared for the cold. Pack warm hats, gloves, and scarves to protect your extremities. Respect the wildlife. Remember that you are a visitor in their homes. Observe animals from a safe distance. Pack your patience. Weather conditions in the Arctic can be unpredictable. Be prepared for delays and changes in plans. Embrace the adventure. Svalbard is a place of incredible beauty and adventure. Embrace the challenges and create memories that will last a lifetime.